Relationships are a complex dance between giving and receiving, a balance that must be nurtured with care. They are not meant to be arenas where one constantly overextends to meet the needs of another while neglecting themselves. When you understand the nature of relationships, you begin to see that they thrive when there is mutual respect and shared effort. This understanding helps to prevent one-sided dynamics that can lead to resentment and emotional exhaustion. A relationship built on a foundation of reciprocity becomes a space where both individuals can grow without fear of being overshadowed or diminished. Relationships are also reflective in nature, acting as mirrors that reveal aspects of ourselves we may not see otherwise. They illuminate our strengths, weaknesses, and desires, giving us opportunities to learn and evolve. This reflective quality is why relationships are often so challenging, as they compel us to confront parts of ourselves we may wish to avoid. However, this confrontation is necessary for genuine growth and understanding. Recognizing this aspect of relationships allows us to approach them with curiosity rather than fear, knowing that they hold lessons essential for our personal development. Healthy relationships require a delicate interplay of boundaries and openness. Boundaries serve as guidelines that protect our emotional and mental well-being, ensuring that our individuality is not lost in the process of connection. Openness, on the other hand, allows us to be vulnerable and authentic, fostering deep bonds and genuine understanding. Striking this balance is essential, as too much rigidity can lead to isolation, while excessive openness can result in a loss of self. Understanding this dynamic enables us to navigate relationships with both strength and compassion, ensuring they remain enriching rather than draining. Communication lies at the heart of every meaningful relationship, serving as the bridge that connects two individuals. However, true communication goes beyond merely exchanging words. It involves active listening, empathy, and a willingness to understand the other's perspective. When communication is genuine, it creates a sense of safety and trust that allows relationships to flourish. Misunderstandings and conflicts are inevitable, but they can be resolved when both parties are committed to honest dialogue. This requires the courage to speak our truth and the humility to accept when we may be wrong, fostering mutual growth and understanding. The nature of relationships is inherently dynamic, constantly shifting and evolving as individuals grow and change. What may begin as a connection based on shared interests can deepen into something far more profound as time progresses. However, this evolution requires effort and intentionality. Neglecting a relationship or assuming it will sustain itself without care can lead to stagnation or decay. By recognizing the fluidity of relationships, we can approach them with a sense of responsibility and commitment, ensuring they continue to grow in alignment with our evolving selves. Relationships are not about possession or control, but about freedom and support. When we try to control or dominate another person, we stifle their individuality and weaken the connection. True relationships allow space for both individuals to express themselves fully without fear of judgment or restriction. This freedom fosters a sense of trust and respect that strengthens the bond. Understanding this principle helps us to release any need for control and instead focus on fostering an environment of mutual encouragement and growth. Relationships also serve as a reminder of our interconnectedness, highlighting the ways in which we are influenced by and influence others. They show us that we are not isolated beings, but part of a greater web of human connection. This interconnectedness carries both beauty and responsibility, as our actions and choices inevitably impact those we are connected to. Recognizing this interconnectedness encourages us to act with integrity and mindfulness, ensuring that our relationships are sources of positive influence and shared growth. Trust is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, providing the stability and security needed for it to thrive. However, trust is not something that can be demanded or taken for granted. It must be earned through consistent actions and genuine intention. Building trust requires vulnerability, honesty, and reliability, as well as the courage to forgive when mistakes are made. Trust, once established, becomes the foundation upon which deeper levels of connection can be built. allowing relationships to endure challenges and emerge stronger. Understanding the nature of relationships also involves acknowledging the role of individual responsibility. While relationships are a shared endeavor, each person is ultimately responsible for their own emotions, actions, and well-being. Expecting another person to fulfill all of our needs or solve our problems places an unfair burden on them and undermines the balance of the relationship. By taking responsibility for ourselves, we create space for a healthier dynamic where both individuals can contribute to the connection without losing their sense of self. The nature of relationships is deeply intertwined with the concept of presence. Being present with another person means offering them your full attention and genuine interest, creating a space where they feel seen and valued. Presence requires us to set aside distractions and truly engage with the other person, whether through conversation, shared activities, or simply sitting in silence together. This act of presence strengthens the bond and fosters a sense of intimacy that is difficult to achieve through superficial interactions. Understanding relationships also involves accepting that they will not always be easy or comfortable. Conflict, misunderstandings, and challenges are inevitable, as no two individuals are perfectly aligned in every way. However, these difficulties are not inherently negative. They provide opportunities for growth, learning, and deepening the connection. By approaching challenges with patience and a willingness to work through them, we can transform obstacles into stepping stones that strengthen the relationship rather than weaken it. Finally, relationships remind us of the importance of gratitude and appreciation. It is easy to take the people in our lives for granted, especially when we become accustomed to their presence. However, expressing gratitude for the role they play in our lives helps to nurture the connection and create a sense of mutual appreciation. This gratitude can be shown through words, actions, or simply by being present and attentive. Recognizing the value of our relationships encourages us to approach them with care and respect, ensuring they remain sources of joy and support in our lives. Learning to say no is one of the most challenging yet vital skills for maintaining balance and self-respect in life. It begins with understanding your own limits and priorities, recognizing that you cannot be everything to everyone. Saying yes too often, even when it contradicts your own well-being, leads to burnout, resentment, and a gradual erosion of your sense of self. Knowing when to say no requires clarity about your values and an unwavering commitment to protect what truly matters to you. This clarity serves as your compass, helping you navigate decisions without guilt or hesitation. Saying no is not an act of selfishness, it is an act of self-preservation. When you constantly agree to take on responsibilities, favors, or tasks that stretch you beyond your capacity, you risk depleting your energy and focus. Your time and resources are finite, and every yes you give must be weighed against what it might cost you in terms of personal peace, health, or important goals. Recognizing the value of your time and energy allows you to draw boundaries that preserve your ability to contribute meaningfully where it truly counts. Fear of disappointing others often prevents people from saying no, but this fear must be confronted. Disappointment is a natural part of life, and shielding others from it at your own expense is neither sustainable nor fair. By saying no, you give others the opportunity to manage their expectations and emotions while remaining true to yourself. It is an act of courage to prioritize your well-being over the temporary discomfort of someone else's disappointment. Over time, those who genuinely respect and care for you will come to appreciate your authenticity. Saying no is a practice in asserting your autonomy and reclaiming your power. Every no you utter is a declaration that you have agency over your life and that your decisions are not dictated by external pressures or societal expectations. It is easy to fall into the trap of seeking approval or fearing rejection, but saying no frees you from those invisible chains. It empowers you to stand firm in your choices, reminding yourself and others that your time, energy, and resources are yours to allocate as you see fit. There is a misconception that saying no closes doors or opportunities, but in reality, it often does the opposite. By saying no to things that do not align with your goals or values, you create space for what truly matters. Every no is a way of prioritizing, ensuring that your energy is directed toward endeavors and relationships that are meaningful and fulfilling. This intentional approach to decision-making allows you to cultivate a life that reflects your true aspirations, rather than one dictated by obligations and expectations. Learning to say no also requires listening to your intuition and honoring your inner voice. Often, you know deep down when something does not feel right, but the urge to please or avoid conflict overrides that instinct. Trusting your intuition means giving yourself permission to step away from commitments or relationships that drain you. It is a practice in self-trust, an acknowledgement that your inner wisdom is a reliable guide. The more you listen to that voice, the easier it becomes to make decisions that align with your authentic self. Saying no is not about rejecting others, it is about honoring yourself. It is an act of self-care that allows you to conserve your energy for what truly matters. When you overextend yourself to accommodate others, you risk neglecting your own needs, passions, and dreams. By saying no when necessary, you create the space to focus on your growth and well-being. This not only benefits you, but also enhances your ability to show up fully and authentically in your relationships and responsibilities. Practicing the art of saying no often reveals who truly respects and values you. Those who appreciate your boundaries will understand and accept your decisions without resentment. Conversely, those who attempt to manipulate or guilt you into saying yes reveal their lack of respect for your autonomy. These moments of clarity, while uncomfortable, are invaluable in identifying which relationships are worth investing in and which may require reevaluation. Your willingness to say no acts as a filter, ensuring that your energy is directed toward relationships that are healthy and reciprocal. The ability to say no is a skill that strengthens over time with practice and reflection. The more you exercise this skill, the more confident and empowered you become in setting boundaries and protecting your priorities. Each instance of saying no reinforces your commitment to yourself and reminds you that you are in control of your choices. Over time, this practice cultivates a sense of inner strength and self-assurance that radiates into every area of your life, enhancing both your personal and professional relationships. Saying no does not require aggression or defensiveness. It can be done with grace and kindness. A firm but respectful no communicates your boundaries without alienating others or causing unnecessary conflict. The tone and intention behind your no matter as much as the word itself. When delivered with empathy and understanding, your no becomes a way of expressing both your respect for yourself and your consideration for the other person. This balance ensures that your boundaries are upheld without damaging your relationships or reputation.